We have our third season of the Villa rebuild. Correcting Smith's mistakes, I believe I called episode number 1. We have built slowly on the last 2 seasons, but this one, we're having our younger players coming into like kind of their own. Few quite decent transfers already before even the start of the season. And I'm looking to get some European positions. So let's see if we can do so. We are now at the start of the season. We're awaiting kickoff for our first game. But I'll let you know what we've done in the summer. You can already see someone's on their way in. And we've got a little bit of money to play with, which is pretty handy. Where are we going to start with? We'll just hop straight into transfers. And you've probably noticed already that we've had a big sale. I'm not particularly happy about it, to be quite honest. But I'm also not unhappy. We've sold Amy Martinez to Newcastle for £60 million. He's brilliant. I do love him. I think he's a fantastic player. However, he is 30 and it's £60 million. So why wouldn't we? I suppose part of the why wouldn't we would be because we're probably not going to be able to replace him. We've also sold Todd Cantwell to Palace for £8 million. Considering we bought him in for 5.5. So we made a little bit of a profit on him, but he hasn't really done much at all. Bertrand Traore has gone out to Wolfsburg after he came in for 16.75. Again, he's had a little bit of game time, but not a lot. So we just thought we'd take a bit of money for him and get his wages off the books. And likewise with Domagoj Vida, we sold him, I think about 6 months after we brought him in. Feels like anyway. To be fair to him, he did have a whole season and a half, and we lost 300k. So it's all good. We'll have a little look on sales as well. We've released these 4, 5. They've all gone. Adios. Another goalkeeper going out in, I think, Anodi, and Karolinic. See you later. All gone. Bye-bye. We then loaned out also Ander Perez, Carney Chukwuemeka, and Ajani Birchall. I'm going to start off with Namdi Collins. I believe we were aware of him anyway, but he's came in. So he's another centre-back. 2.5 star already. 4.5 kind of potential, maybe 3.5. Depends on how well that lines in. But it does show him as having kind of potential to be a Premier League defender. We also bought in, we'll go with forward, Mauro Icardi, 14.75 million. Just Mauro Icardi, isn't it? He's decent on the game. He should do good for us. Maybe as a backup to Adeyemi. Maybe squeezing in a few games himself. We'll see what comes from that. And considering the player that he is and the team he came from, his wages aren't extortionate. So I thought he'd be decent for us. Also, we have Pierre Kalulu from AC. More cover at right back. Maybe he'll even jump ahead of Matty Cash. Pretty handy right back. Just is. Decent Premier League. Potential to be a good Premier League. I've got Neil Cutler telling me this, and I don't know how good he is. Probably should have sorted that out, but I haven't. So he knows how to run. He has got strength, and he knows how to cross. All handy things for a fullback. Can even cover at centre back if we need him to, but I'd rather we didn't. But even then, pretty handy. Finally, we bought in Umar Sole. I'm not 100% sure. But he's came in from Leipzig for 18.75 million. He's played 2 seasons for them in-game, and he's been pretty goddamn handy. So we know that Salzburg have a history of signing pretty handy young players. So we've nabbed one of them for 18.75. So at the moment, we've spent 47.5. We've brought in 75. Happy days. Our final player coming in is Can Güneş. I don't know. A, I'm not Turkish, and B, he's not real, so he's not going to be able to correct me. So it's Güneş. He's a centre-back. He's definitely not a centre-back. He's a goalkeeper. I'm getting too carried away myself. He's only 16. He's got decent potential already, or ability, should I say, and pretty hefty potential. So he's going to be coming in, I think it's at the start of the following season. He's gone. Where's he gone? Güneş. So he's going to be coming in 2 years' time. So we're not going to see him for either this season or the next. But hopefully by that time, he's going to be pretty handy. It does leave us, however, with only Sam Johnston as our goalkeeper. So what we need to do is focus on the rest of the window and bringing in a new goalkeeper. The window has slammed shut. We've played 2 games in the league and we've picked up a massive 3 points. Which probably isn't the best, but if you were eyeball it, you'll notice who the first 2 teams we played were. So it is quite good, to be fair. We do have Ishko who's on the way out, but we're just waiting on confirmation from that. Hopefully he does go. We have sold someone else. Sam Johnston, he's gone. It was our goalkeeper. Gone. See you later. I now have no goalkeepers other than Alban Lafont that we brought in. So he's came in for 9 million, possibly rising to 10. Decent. Leading EFL, good Premier League potential. It's not ideal. I'd rather have a stronger goalkeeper, but I looked for ages and there just wasn't one. The only one was maybe Livakovic, but A, everyone buys him, and B, he'd what was it? I think he'd done his cruciate. So his knees are made of jelly now, so he's probably going to be pretty naff for the rest of this save. But yeah, we went for Lafont. He's going to do a job for us for the rest of the season, unless I can pick someone up in the January window. But we'll see what happens in that regard. We've also sold Kilian Ludovic, who was the right back that we brought in. Never really got any game time. I'm not sure if we made money on him. We did. We brought him in on a free. Didn't play for us. Sold him 4.2 million. Big win. We've brought in Victor Christiansen, who is a left back, because all we had at left back was it was your boy Matty Target, and that was it. Kalulu could cover for him, and then other than that, it's quite a lot of youngsters or people that just can't quite up to the grade yet. So we brought in Christensen to be another young player and fight for that spot in the next season or so. But Target should be more than good enough for us for this season. And if he gets an injury, then we have got cover, if needs be. Games-wise, we have played 2 in the league, starting off with a 3-1 win against Liverpool. At that point, I thought, this is it. We're going to win the league. Smashed it. Then Man City slapped us. Quite a bit. And then we beat Bournemouth 3-0. So it's all good. It's all sorted itself out. But we've played Liverpool and Man City to start the season, and we've came away with 3 points, which I'm quite happy about. I'm going to jump forward now towards the end of December, see where we are in the league at that point, see what we kind of need transfer-wise, and see if there's any kind of weak links that we need to look at. Oh, come all ye faithful. Christmas has been and gone, I don't know what I'm doing there. We've been playing okay. We're currently just outside the European positions. Most recently, you can see up here, we've lost to Chelsea and drawn with Arsenal, so that's not great. Mauro Icardi behind my head is not happy. So naturally he's having a horrific training rating, which is good of him. I don't know. I'm not convinced at the moment. Bailey's currently our top scorer, which we don't want to be seeing, especially with Adeyemi in the team. I'm not sure why or how that's happened. There's the old December bleakness. I need to move myself again. I feel like I'm doing the hokey cokey over here. I'm in and out, like a in and outy thing. It's just not good. The end of December just isn't good. We've had a few decent results. A 5-2 against Bradford to get us into the 3rd round of the Cup, and then we lost the 4th round of the Cup to Brentford. Not great. 5-0 win against Fulham. A 1-3, 3-1 loss against Man U, and then we did actually beat Brentford in the Premier League. So I don't know. Maybe we could have pushed ourselves towards a cup or something. But they just didn't turn up on that day. And then, in December, we had 1 win and 3 draws. We scored only 3 goals for the whole month. It's just not good. I don't know why December's such a trouble period for me. I think it seems every year their December is just horrendous. I'm going to be proved wrong now when December's good. That doesn't count. Doesn't count. Ignore that one. Doesn't count. They were friendlies. It's World Cup. There we go. Look at that. Horrendous again. I couldn't tell you what happens, but December is just bleak. We know that we've got a few things that we need to do, a few signings we need to make. Sule is injured, but he's only out for a cold, so it's not too bad. Isco has got Achilles tendonitis, so he's out for a while. Transfer never went through. Didn't leave. Still trying to get rid of him, don't you worry. Matty Cash as well has a sports hernia, and he's out for 4.5 weeks. So, we've seen quite a lot of movement in that regard. If I can put on here, here we go. So if we go and look at the goals, Barry is actually our top scorer at the club but he's out on loan at Wickham, so we can't play him, unfortunately. And then behind that is Bailey, Adeyemi, and again another loanee in Ramsey. So that's not brilliant. Our assists are coming from Buendia and Kalulu, along with Adeyemi and Christensen. So Christensen's getting quite a few games, to be fair. I wasn't expecting him to play quite so much. There's slight concern as well in the fact that Adeyemi's wanted by almost everyone. Leon Bailey's unhappy because he wants to move to a bigger club. Icardi's unhappy because he's not been played enough. I think I've got a little bit of a busy window in front of me. So I'll see you, the other side of it, and let you know what we've done. We have moved. Nowhere. We're still in 8th. If anything, we've dropped a position because somehow we've let Norwich beat us, who are, by the looks of the table, a decent club at the moment. But they're not because they're Norwich. We won't let us get fooled. We did beat Newcastle 4-0 though, so that's pleasant. We'll go to the fixtures firstly. Is that going to give anything away as to players I've signed? Who knows? The suspense. We started off Liverpool, Man City, both draws. Didn't actually drop a point to them. Played QPR in the first round, or our first round of the FA Cup, the actual third round, with a 4-1 win. 4-0 against Newcastle, as you've just seen, and a 1-0 loss against Norwich because of Milo Rashica. Less than pleased. Transfer-wise, let's have a little butchers what we've been up to. I've bought in... Should we go ins? Let's do outs first. Why the hell not? So, we've sold no one other than Connor Goldson. He came in as a centre-back for us in the first season. Came in for 6 million. Played quite a few games. Had a decent rating for the first season and a half. Then kind of dropped off a little bit. So he's gone for 2.5 million. I did promise him that I wouldn't sell him. But also I then sold him. So who's he going to complain to now? His new boss? I don't care. Get out my face. We loaned out Aaron Ramsey, Philogene Bidis, and Molina. Just to get more game time, really. Hopefully get him up, ready for the team next year, maybe. We've bought in a few little cheeky ones. Because I noticed that Bailey said he wanted to leave. I thought, let's bring in another winger. Trincao wanted to come, 11.5 million. And he's coming in as a leading player for the league, I believe. Good player, and he's got potential to be a leading player for the league. So he's coming in with quite a lot of plaudits there, quite a lot of strength, and he looks like he'd be pretty decent for us. We've brought in Giorgio Scalvini, who was kind of the catalyst for me really pushing Goldson out. He's coming in pretty handy already at Championship standard, and he's got potential Premier League. At least 4 stars they're expecting, which makes him better than Santiago and Sule. So it'd be good to see if he can reach that. And our final signing, which they accused of being a panic buy, which they're accurate. It was. I thought he was going to be better than he was, and I had only an hour to sort it out, so I couldn't scout him or anything. So I just signed the sod. He's come in for 2 million. He looks all right. He's played okay in Peñarol, and he was on loan at Nice. So hopefully we'll see a good side of him. But he's already worth 14 to 16, so even if he comes in for half a year, plays the games, gets a little bit under his hat, maybe we can flog him on for a little bit more. Who knows? But it's not as good as I hoped he'd be, to be quite honest. We shall now scoot towards the end of the season. We are still in the FA Cup, as you can see, and we've got quite a relatively tricky end to the season. But, I mean... we've got to play them all at least twice, so let's do so. I'll see you, and hopefully we'll have ourselves in one of those little coloured sections and see ourselves in Europe. We've done it! Yay! Leon Bailey's still the top scorer. A little bit annoyed about that. Adeyemi's supposed to be good. Evidently not. We are currently in 6th position. The season's finished. We haven't got the FA Cup, or sorry, should I say, we didn't have the FA Cup final. So we didn't make it into that, unfortunately. But we'll have a little look how far we did get. We knew about that one, It's good. 4th round, we were 2-2. And then we had the replay, in which we won 2-1. And then we lost in extra time in the 5th round against Man U, which I'm pretty sure happened a few seasons ago as well. Not brilliant. We did finish off the season pretty strong, to be fair. We dropped points with a loss against Arsenal and a loss against Bournemouth. Other than that, our only loss prior was the one that we were aware of at the end of January. So they did really well, only losing twice between February and the end of the year. Wins against Chelsea and Leeds. How pivotal were they? Not too pivotal, to be fair, because Leeds were miles behind us, and Chelsea finished ahead of us anyway, so that wasn't an issue. Player stats, we'll have a little look in regards to top scorer, which I can't remember how I look for here. Bear with me. Goals, there it is, found it. Top goal scorer was Bailey with 12 in the league. Adeyemi shortly behind him with 11. But absolutely miles off the 41 that Ronaldo scored. Didn't even realise that said 41. That is disgraceful. He's 39? I think the game, well, in previous iterations, they've always kind of underappreciated how well Messi and Ronaldo are going to age. And now I think they've kind of gone too far the other way. Because he definitely isn't going to score 41 goals in 2 years' time. It's just not going to happen. And if it is, then I'll slap myself. I hope there's not enough people watching this to actually hold me to that. I feel that Andrew might do that, unfortunately. League was won by Liverpool. They finished a whole 16 points ahead of second and third place, who were on 77. And then ourselves down in 63. But we don't care. We've got Europe. That's all we're bothered about. We are in the Europa League. Hopefully we can do better than our last time we were in the Europa League. And we got knocked out to blooming Rapid Vienna, I believe it was, if I remember rightly. It still haunts me. We've seen Watford, Fulham and Brighton get relegated this year. And you know what? We're doing all right. I don't believe there's kind of anything else sale-wise that we need to alert on kind of instantly or kind of imminently. But there is, as you can expect, a bunch of players that are going to be wanted. Buendia's been chased by Leeds. Adeyemi's been chased by pretty much anyone that's got money. Unfortunately, Isco's still with us. We have Leon Bailey wanted by PSG and Arsenal. See, now that's something I can get behind. And I've said to him, look, I'll sell you, lad, for 50 million. And surprisingly, Newcastle didn't offer it, so they can get in the bin. Isco's wanted by New York FC on loan, which isn't going to happen. And I don't believe there's too much more. Watkins is wanted, but I don't want to let him go. Icardi's wanted, but I want to let him go. He missed training twice in the month of July. Twice! Livid. He could have missed it after that as well, to be fair. But I wasn't there. I was simming through. So, all good. But we have a pretty decent team put together at the moment. We've got 54 million to spend next year. And about 100 grand left in the budget. So there's a little bit to play with. But we can see what we can do with the transfers and, well, for next season. But yeah, let me know how you think it's going on. I think I'm going to crack it on, because now we're getting to Europe. I'll see what happens there. If we look like we're pushing further and progressing next year, then I might carry on. But I'll leave to see what happens this one. Now we're breaking into Europe. I'd appreciate that. Obviously, the league may take a little bit of a hint, because we've obviously got the extra games. But if we can push and hit Europe again and challenge quite far into the Europa League, then I'll definitely do another season in this fashion. Otherwise, I'm thinking I might just do the whole 10-year jump into the future and see what they get on without me. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know how you think this season went as well, because it seems pretty successful to me, to be honest. And we've got quite a lot of good young players that are only going to get more valuable, which is the main thing. But I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you'll be here for the next one. If you have done, please do me a favour of liking, subscribing, show your support on the channel. And thank you very much for your time.